tell me where that bass at.
Bass, bass, bass.
What's up guys, it's your boy Bass, and I'm gonna make a video on how not to record a video without the mic on. Yeah, I made a video about 10 minutes ago without the mic on, and I figured I would start over because, you know, it's pretty frustrating when you record without the mic. Recording. Fuck! No, but I'm gonna go over PS3 modding and how you can get from somewhere, go from nowhere to somewhere. And a lot of people are like, oh, I'm gonna go get a PS3, I'm gonna mod it, I'm gonna downgrade that bitch, I'm gonna put some custom firmware on it, and I'm gonna go fuck some noobs up. That's the first thing you think of when you get a PS3, and that's what you do. But after you do that, you start to realize it gets boring, and you start wanting to mess around with shit, and probably end up bricking your shit. Now, me, I got lucky, and I didn't do that. I started going into the coding part of things. You fuck up in coding, well, the coding fucks up maybe your PS3, you know, you have to reset it, it freezes or something. That's probably the worst that'll happen. That's the route I went, and that's what happened. But it wasn't, you know, simply point A to point B. I didn't get a PS3 and start coding. It wasn't like that. I actually got my PS3, and the first thing I did was go to Modern Warfare 2, fire up some patch, and it was Whitewater V6 was my first patch. And it was the most amazing patch I ever seen. Went to a lobby, I hosted, I don't know how I hosted, I had a terrible connection, but I hosted a lobby, and everybody's like, oh, you're gonna freeze the lobby, you're gonna lag the lobby out. And I was like, what are you talking about? I was just spamming the shit, you know, just, oh, we gonna press this, what's this do? Holy shit, there's so many things in this menu, and all of a sudden my PS3 froze. I was like, fuck. And it was because like the command overloaded or something. Or no, it didn't freeze, it like kicked me out of the lobby or some shit. And I was like, shit. So I can't, there's a limit to my fun. Like there's a, you know, you gotta reset the match every time, which is like, yeah. But anyway, I fuck around with that. Then I got Obamasu's patch running. Used that for a little bit, and then I went to Modern Warfare 3. And Modern Warfare 3 was where I spent most of my days modding and coding. And that's kind of where it all started. I actually started copying bin files. I'd make bin files. I'd copy all the memory, and I'd export it to a bin, and I would modify it so it fits the address that you'd inject it at. And then I would upload them to Next Gen Update, and I'd have people use them. People liked them, and you know, it was really nice, and that's how I made all my custom classes. Little did I know, well, I did know, Hacker41822 was making programs and using my bin files, and he would credit me, of course, and tell me about it. Well, he actually asked the first time. I was like, yeah, sure, but it didn't seem right because he was getting like all the credit for it, and I was like, man, I'm the one who actually went and did the work. All you did was just plop that bitch in a program. Like, really? At the time, it was over my head. I had no idea how easy it was to create a program in C#. Then, because I made like a couple bin files, I made like 2 or 3, Bad Luck Brian commented on it. He's like, why don't you just create a program that injects it? And I was like, or he said bin files are like outdated and nobody does that anymore. They make programs. I was like, alright. So I went and downloaded .NET, and honestly, Bad Luck Brian is the reason I pretty much got into coding. You know, it was just simply those words. Yo, you know, that's in the past. Everybody's doing programs now. Like, shit. I better get updated. So I went and learned. There wasn't that many tutorials at the time. There was like little, like not a lot of people were on decks, and a lot of people were modding on the consoles. Now it's like, holy shit, overloaded, freaking flooding. Then I made my first program. What was the first program I made? I can't even remember. Pretty sure it was my program that I made for Modern Warfare 3. You know, it took me a while. I made that. No, actually, I made a bin injector. I made my bin injector. I fixed my last, because there was a bug or something in the last bin file I made, so I fixed it up. And I used Seb5994 and Red Eye's bin to byte converter, and I converted it. And funny enough, I actually created my own bin to byte, or something similar bin to byte converter. But anyway, off topic. I used that, and I put that in the new program I made, and made it like a program the same as 41822's program that had my code into it, but I updated it and put it on Next Gen Update. The moderator took it down. I was pretty pissed off. I was like, man, you took my program that was actually my program that had my bin file, and you took it off, but this dude that used my bin file and it's not updated and has my program, like he's able to keep his up, that was mine, but now I can't keep mine up. That's kind of that started, and I went from that to actually coding some programs. I actually branched off a couple times to do my own stuff, like creating a deobfuscator and obfuscator, and learning how mono.cso worked and stuff, which is pretty cool. And I really got into obfuscating at one point, which a lot of you know because I went and deobfuscated your program and software, and then everybody started getting really secure and nancy about it, and got really upset and butthurt. And everybody's coming to me, yo, take that off, yo, don't do that, yo, I'm butthurt. I understand now that probably wasn't the best way for me to go about it, and I'm not really doing that anymore because, well, I understand how being a developer works, and you shouldn't really be doing that to other people's work. It's like, I thought of a good metaphor, or not a metaphor, but an example of how it works. Say you're working in a business that you create food, and the food you create has a special ingredients in it. You sell your food, you don't want a special ingredient, what makes your food special that people come and eat at your place. You don't want other people to have that, or your place isn't special anymore. That's how programs work. If you have something special in your program, you don't want other people to have what's special in your program, or else nobody will want or need your program. So that's a fact. It took me a while to realize this, and I just didn't care about anybody's work. Now I have a change of heart, and I was really pissed off. I still believe in open source, all for it. But a lot of people need to realize, at one point I may start integrating that mindset into my work. I may want to get paid for something. I need money. I want money, but I'm not selfish. I'm not selfish to a point. I know people are really. I'm not gonna go do an Endstone. And I'm not saying what Endstone did was wrong. It's just in my eyes that wouldn't be the way I would go about it. Selling his programs for 20, 25 bucks a pop with an SQL authentication, allowing you to use the program or not. Oh, you're banned. I bought his program 3 times, for 2 other people and me, because my name was on it and I did a crack tutorial on his program. He banned all 3 of my accounts, which one of my friends was using and another one of my friends and then me. So we all got fucked. So I'm not really all for that type of deal. But now back on course, I got off course. C#, I made my first program, and then I made I would say my actual first program, which was what I got known for, the Monitor for 3 tool. And everybody started using it, and it was complete, utter, terrible coding. And it took me so long because I didn't know how to efficiently code, and I would just have to copy and paste and do the same thing. And I didn't even know how to convert to strings, so I was using binary to write string. It was horrible. And I did it throughout the whole program. So like when you click to set a name, it wasn't binary. It was not a string. I did not type it in. I had to go and convert it to binary. And then my dumbass didn't think about, hey, I could convert that to string and use that. My dumbass didn't know that at the time, so I went through and did that. And that took me about a good month to code that. So actually it could have been longer, I don't know. But anyway, got that finished, and then my compiler crashed and people couldn't use the actually designer, and what I would say they were trying to do was leech, but I don't care. It's open source. I open source it for you to learn, so leech away. You got to take code to learn code to modify code. You know what I'm saying? It's not just simple. Now, with that all being said, I went from that to learning to code, other things and start making programs. And that all being said, I went from C# to Visual Basic, which is another .NET framework language. And then I branched off to that to C++, which was SPRX, which I messed around with that for a bit, but kind of got out of that real quick because I was learning other stuff. And I went into Java just lately, and I learned JNI, and JNI is a bitch, and I'm trying to get PS3lib to work in Java, and my camera's lagging, so I might have to pause this because it's being stupid. No? We're good? Okay. So anyway, I learned Java, and I'm messing around right now at this point doing Java. I went from modding a console to learning programming languages and working my way up, and now creating things and doing things that haven't been done. I want to be able to real-time mod for my phone, just because why not? It would be cool. It would be fun. Be like, hey, check this out, and then just do it from your phone. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people can do that. Nobody can do that at this point. So I mean, to me to do that, be the first one to do it would be awesome. Anyway, I went from modding, all the way to programming, and that's a pretty big jump in, what I was doing, from doing nothing to something. And now I'm currently going to college for computer information systems, and I'm then branching off from that 2-year degree to computer science and having a bachelor's in computer science. And this is definitely going to help me, fulfilling that, I guess you could say, a dream almost, maybe, or not really a dream. I mean, yeah, it would be cool, but not really my dream. My dream is, just to do shit I love and not have to really work. Working is not the fun thing, which I gotta work tomorrow, which blows, obviously. Everybody know that work, you know what I'm saying? But, I'm not gonna work. I don't want to work all my life, I want to be able to enjoy what I'm doing and get paid for it. And, I like YouTube, I like programming, and I like skateboarding, but, that ain't my goal. It used to be, actually, when I was like 16 or 15, I was like, man, I'm gonna be a professional skateboarder. I already know how that mindset works, but I feel like pretty good. I'm in a pretty good spot. I worked my way to this point. Anybody can do it. Anybody that puts mind and you know, commit into it and you're determined. And I wasn't really determined at a lot of points. I was just like, yeah, let's do it. You know, it was fun, and it still is fun. You know, I do it because it's fun. I mean, I could do this without getting paid, and I would love to do it, and I will do it because I'm making stuff, I'm creating things. It's pretty damn sweet. So when you say, you know, you're a mod or you're a hacker, you're probably in the back basement or upstairs. Or, you know, I use it to my reference that people say to me, oh, you live in the attic, probably beating your meat, no life, faggot or something like that. Well, no, I mean, maybe beating the meat part, but you know, I ain't, you know, I actually have a life. You know, I'm coding, I'm doing YouTube videos, I'm going to work, I'm making that cash, I'm going to college. What you got to say about that? So, you know, overall this shit, programming, modding, you know, work my way up to this point. You can do it. Anybody can do it. For the people that say, oh, I quit, you ain't a developer. You ain't meant to be a developer. If you like to do what you're doing, then you're gonna stay with it regardless of what people say or how it works out. You know, you're just gonna keep doing it because it's fun. You know, you love creating things and you get your way to that point. But anyway, summing it up, went from modding to coding to work right now. You know, I work my way up. I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna leave you with this note that, you know, modding isn't for just no lives. Modding gets you places. There's people that are 30, 40 years old that are in the modding scene like Endstone making money. You know, I don't know if he's 34 years old, but he's making money, and, you know, he's pretty damn smart. You know, you gotta work your way up. You gotta get there. You gotta learn. And it takes knowledge to, you know, get money. You got knowledge, you got money. Just think of it that way. Just because you mod doesn't mean you got no life. So people think that, oh, you a hacker, you a modder, you need to eat a dick, because that's like you saying construction isn't a job or work. It doesn't work. You know, it makes no sense, because you're on a computer doesn't mean you're lazy. You know, you're smart. So anyway, that's it. If you can make money online, I mean, you seem pretty smart to me. I mean, I look back like 3 years ago, I'd have seen that shit, I'd be like, damn, I wish I could do that, and you know what, I'm doing it. So pretty amazing. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna let you guys go, and I'm gonna take it easy. I'm probably gonna go to sleep and go to work tomorrow, and probably do another video for you next Monday. So take it easy. I'm out. This is Bass Haxer, and fuck my camera.